Aries, hi. So this is going to be a reading for June 1st through the 7th, and I'll take a look into your recent past, your current energies, and your immediate future. And then I'll close it off with a couple of cards from the universe for you. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended. At the end of the video, you can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Let's see. Aries. Alrighty, the overall energy for the reading, the Three of Pentacles. We're talking about a partnership here. Not sure of what kind quite yet. I am getting a gist of a friendship. Maybe even someone you're working with. Romantic would be far-fetched, but it could be. It could be. But let's see. In the recent past, the Ten of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Ace of Cups. This is you kind of getting to a place in which there's still something there, but the willingness to maybe keep trying, not really. So there's still a little bit of participation on your end. There's still a little bit of kicking and moving. But like, you're very close to that place of I just give up, you know? In the current situation, the Two of Wands, the Page of Cups, the Emperor, you're kind of on hold here. It's almost like I know exactly what I need to be doing, but you're not doing it quite yet. So you look to be on hold. There is clarity within your energy. There is clarity within your intention. There's just no momentum. It's just you hold. In the immediate future, the Page of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, the Four of Swords. I mean, this looks to be a little bit of a stretched period of time in which you're learning quite the hard lessons, but you are willing to learn. So you are open towards, okay, not just going through shit and being like, okay, this sucks, and that's it, you know? No, you're getting something out of that sucky whatever you're experiencing. So there's quite the healing behind it, but it does suck while you're going through it. In the way the energy shows up, you've been through worse, but it's still not pleasant, you know? But let's clarify. The Three of Pentacles. You get the Two of Wands, the Four of Cups, the Moon. Why is this on hold? I don't understand why energies are kind of on hold. Like nothing's moving right now. But while nothing is moving, the energies are running in the background. So you're still showing up upset. There's still a lot of your processing, but like underneath the surface. So like if I were to walk on the street and I would see you, I couldn't tell that you were necessarily dealing with anything, you know? So there's stuff that you're kind of taking in and kind of trying to process through everything, but there's a massive hold on things. Like not a lot is happening at this moment in time in the physical. It's more internal, an internal process for you. But let's do the Ten of Swords in the recent past, the Five of Swords, the Seven of Wands, the Nine of Cups. There was still a little bit of kick in there, though. While you were up and claiming, oh, no, there isn't, and I've had enough, there's still a little bit there that you can kind of push through everything. Because you do care about the situation, and that's where the resources are coming from. The little bit of kicking left, that's where it's coming from the fact that, hey, I care about whatever this is, you know? And I see you trying your best to not fall into that pit of, yeah, I'm done here, and just kind of stick with it, even though you kind of are. So you're trying not to kind of get stuck in there, but you kind of are a little bit. But let's do the Page of Swords. Kind of trying to look at other options there, but the pull is too hard in that direction of I'm done. For the Page of Swords in the recent past, you get the Three of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, the Page of Wands. Oh, okay, so this is where, oh man. So you were done or feeling like you were done, but that happened quite a while ago. You know, because that's where there's no real differentiation. It's like first you show up with I'm done, and then you still participate in whatever that is. So you still show up for it. Even if just with a tiny little bit of energy, you still show up for it. So that's where I couldn't tell why it wasn't necessarily obvious that you were done. Because while you felt, okay, I'm done, I'm just still going to try something here. So that was the time in which you still tried here and there, even though you felt like you're done. And that happened a while ago, because for a very long time you still kept showing up. Ace of Cups. In the recent past, you get the Queen of Swords, the Magician, the Death card. Oh man, that's the part in which you're done. Like you're bringing this energy down of, okay, now I know for a fact that I'm done here. But you're still showing up in a little bit of, last resort of hope. That maybe last minute something's going to change here completely and I'm not going to be done. But yeah, the done part was building up. So you weren't done from the get-go. You were done-ish. And then you were more done. And then at the end of it all, it built into this momentum of, yeah, I have clarity over this and I'm completely done. I may do the Two of Wands. In the current situation, you get the Five of Wands, the Four of Swords, the Two of Cups. Oh, okay. This looks like a negotiative type of an energy of, I don't know if you're negotiating something with someone, but it almost looks like, hey, let's try working on something. Let's see if something can be worked through here. That's why there's a break, and it's not because I was expecting if that energy comes through of you're done, something's got to give, right? You're either going to head in the direction of that process of completing something, or you're going to be like you were in the past in which you're done, but you're still there. So something's got to give, but not nothing, right? And it's not nothing. It's because at this time, things are not moving in any kind of direction, really, because there's still an attempt to maybe meet halfway, hey, let's see if something can be done here. Okay, so it's not looking the best, by the way. It's looking quite, you're butting heads there, but hey, at least you're trying, Okay, so that's why it's not going there nor there. Okay, got it. For the Page of Cups, in the current situation, you get the Ace of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, the Eight of Swords. Nah, it's just not. Man, you're fighting quite the urges here. Along the way, I see you kind of being like, ooh, I want to do that so badly. And then it's like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do it. But it's not like you're stopping yourself immediately, kind of being like, no, bad Aries, I shouldn't be doing that. No, it's like, it's a normal kind of an openness in a particular direction. Like, let's say I'm in the mood for ice cream right now. I'm just going to go get my ice cream. And you're like, no, I shouldn't. No, I shouldn't. It's late or whatever. The ice cream store is probably not even open. And then you hear the ice cream truck on the street and it's like, well, I can do that, But I don't know why. I don't understand this. Because it's a natural urge here to do something. And it's not about an ice cream, obviously. It's about, well, in this case, it's about, hey, I could start fresh right now in that opposite direction of this. And I can understand why you're fighting that urge, because you're in the middle of a negotiation here or something. So you're not done here with this process. Motherfucker, come on, get out. No, sneeze. False alarm. At the same time, can you cut this process off and start your own in a new direction? Sure, you could. But that's why the fighting against that, it's so strong, because you're also very much involved in this process of, hey, first I got to finish up the negotiating part. And then if I want to start fresh, yeah, sure, I can go ahead and do that. But you still want to do it now. That impulsivity, that fire, that hey, somebody hold me down here. For the Empress, you get the Hermit, the Wheel of Fortune, the Ten of Wands. Interesting. Because this shows up almost like being brutally honest with yourself here, you know? Where if you connect truly to yourself and you kind of figure out what it is that you truly want, you're kind of giving me a sense of it's going to take a lot to admit that maybe I was wrong and that maybe I want to change my mind. And maybe, you know, that doesn't mean that you will. That means you're considering that aspect of what if you are wrong? What if you will change your mind? And then you're kind of giving me a sense of it's going to take a lot for me to admit that. But I will, you know, even if it's going to be hard. So this is kind of you trying to look at things from all sorts of different angles and just, you know, slamming yourself with quite the honesty, which is quite healing actually. So cool. Let's do the Page of Pentacles. In the immediate future, you get the Hierophant, the Ace of Wands, the King of Swords. Are you starting something new here? Let me see. You're coming in fresh. Your energy is coming in fresh. Almost like dealing with something completely different and new. Yeah, there's a renewal type of a... But you're showing up convinced that, yeah, this, I'm not fighting against myself. I'm not going to stop myself. I really want to do this. And I think you are. You're not even, like, it just makes sense to you. You're going for it right there and then. You know, so something is showing up here. You're definitely getting involved in something. I don't know what it is because it feels so fresh. I'm not sure. It might have to do with the situation. Maybe it switched energies. Maybe it flipped. And now it's showing up like something completely different. I don't know. But let me see the Nine of Swords. No, it's something different. For the Nine of Swords, you get the World card, the Three of Swords, the Fool. Because while you're jumping into this, that's completely new, you're actually closing off a pretty painful cycle. So I'm assuming that's the cycle that has to do with all of this shebang here. Stink bug. Yeah, it's not, in the energies, it looks like easy breezy. Like, okay, all you need to do is shut down the cycle. You're good to go. Painful? Yeah. Okay, cool. We're good with that. We're going to shut it down. That's what we'll do. Looks pretty easy breezy there. But realistically speaking, yeah, it's going to be a little stressful. I'm not going to lie. But again, you've dealt with worse. It does look like it's not going to be super, super, super extended in how it's going to feel like that, like a little stressful. It's not going to happen super fast either, so it's looking like it's the proper speed for this process for what you're going to need to experience here and to learn from all of this. But it's nice that something potentially completely new is opening up for you and you're there, you know. For the Four of Swords, you get the Seven of Swords, the Star, the King of Cups. Yeah. Slowly but surely, the energies are starting to show up in the direction of it just makes sense that I start walking away from something. You know, slowly but surely, it just makes sense. The more you walk further and further away from this, the better you feel, the more open you feel, the more even free you feel. So you're definitely putting something behind you here, but in a way that makes sense to you and to everything that you're dealing with, to everybody that's involved. And it's looking to be quite the healthy way to do it for you. And then at the same time, again, you're opening up to something completely new there, you know, so that's going to be quite nice to be having that side to deal with as well. Let's see what the universe has as a final advice for you. The Two of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Ten of Cups. Yeah, right now you're kind of giving me a sense of status complicated. But again, things look to be for now on hold. And there seems to be a little bit of... there's a negotiating part to things. There's a, hey, let's see if we can meet halfway with something here, you know? There is love here within the situation on every side possible. So on your side, on their side, on, you know, but there's also, you're just not able to meet halfway. And this is the part in which you're trying, but it's still quite difficult, you know. But right now you're in that space of, hey, let's see if we can sort something out here. Okay, but anyways, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.